evening, and welcome to a surprise podcast for Pigskin Isn't Just for Cooking.
Surprise.
Surprise. This is Adam Bullock, your commish with the dish, here with Evan Forbes, aka Kissing Cousins. Happy early Turkey Day, bud.
Yeah, it's Wednesday, the day before. We're hopefully we're all gearing up to eat a bunch of food, right? And
Eat
watch
a
some
bunch of
football.
food, watch some football, win some
Yeah.
fantasy. Yeah,
Somebody's going to.
God, I hope so. I need one. I need one,
Oh,
bud.
yeah.
To stay in it. Yeah. Heck yeah. We're doing an early podcast, special edition for the holidays
hmm
because there's three games on Thursday. So we want to just nip this in the bud and do those early so that our Saturday podcast doesn't take us all day to do.
Right. And we can talk about the Thursday games a little bit more in depth if they're worth talking about.
Right.
So,
And fun fact, this is our fully first digital one. We
yeah.
are not in person.
Yep.
We
We
are
are
in the
zooming it.
we are at comfort our own homes. And if we can get this figured out, then let's start having some guests. What do you say?
I think this is yes. If this works out well, I'm ready to do guests, especially since it's like we're talking about it's almost playoff time. It's probably the time, right? We can get Johnny or some guy
Yeah,
in
no, no,
Florida.
we can get Johnny. Well, no one's figured out the secret yet. We'll wonder. We'll see if anybody does. I will forever remember
It's
where
the
where it
best.
is. It's
Yeah.
so good. That was a
Uh,
fun podcast.
Melvin, it'd be great to have him on
Yeah.
out
And
out
then,
there in Chicago.
I would like to see like a fun Johnny Daskell podcast. That would be a treat for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'd be just crazy rants upon crazy rants, and I'd be like, I
Yeah.
don't know what the hell they're talking
I'm
about.
tapping out for this one. They'll end up just hosting it themselves.
Yeah, right. Probably. That's fine. We'll just take a seat back and be like, what is going on? Just
We've
laugh.
earned, yeah, we've earned it, right?
I think so. I'm going to start us off with the corrections.
Oops.
Oops.
Oops, like that's the best job you've ever done, oops, right?
Please tell me you did not just make a mistake.
Well, half a one.
I said about the double A rods.
Yeah.
I called Aaron Rodriguez, and that's because that's what Sophie called him the day before, and
Yeah.
I guess it just got stuck in the Aaron the A Rod, the A squareds.
Got caught in your
But
brain.
but that was definitely me.
Yeah.
I remember saying it. I still like how you got blamed for it though.
Right. And the thing is, I knew I didn't say it because I couldn't remember what the fucking rod stood for. I was like, "Ugh, I'm not really sure. So I'm just going to let Kamish take all this and I'll jump in once he says the name. So I knew it wasn't me.
Oh heck yeah. Yeah, it was absolutely me.
Oh, too good.
That's our one correction that's going to lead us right into our turkey news.
News.
Who will the Patriots' number one receiver be this weekend? My brothers are fantasy warriors. We share our knowledge with one another. Whatever my brother knows, I know. And all of their knowledge will be mine. I'm gonna crush you guys this week.
I'll start us off because unfortunately the first one affects me and our team, the Bears. That'd be Justin Fields. He had that shoulder injury the last game on that last drive, came down on it hard, non-throwing shoulder, thank God.
Right.
But then he got hit again afterwards, then through the interception. So right now he is day to day. And from what I was reading just briefly, a lot of people were thinking the best course of action is to bench him against the Jets. The season is pretty much unsalvageable at this point, whereas Justin Fields is very much salvageable. And we should maybe be thinking about 2023 rather than because they got a bye week in 2 weeks anyways. Just let him rest and go from there.
That's the way I can kind of see that going, especially with the report that he has torn ligaments in that shoulder.
Oh, is that? I didn't see that.
Yes, he absolutely has torn ligaments in his shoulder, and that's something you don't want to get worse.
Right.
Especially your star prized quarterback was starting to break all these records and could have.
Yeah.
But with all that work, there's always that risk. And I would say sit up against the Jets if I was, the coach.
And the Jets have they have a decent defense right now. So yeah.
Yeah.
Why risk it?
Yeah. That's good. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Next up, Joe Mixon on concussion protocol.
Yeah.
I haven't read too much about that. Sam J. Perrine, who came in for him after the injury, did really well.
Oh yeah, he's a bench warmer.
Yes, I can see him getting started depending on, if Mixon plays or not.
Right.
That's a tough one, especially for this year in our climate of football's concussions. It's
Right.
hard to get out of the protocol on time for your next game.
Yeah, it's harder every time to do it in the next week. You can't guarantee they're going to be back next week even. So that concussion protocol, you're looking at maybe 2 weeks these days.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's tough.
All right.
Next, let's go to Wandale Robinson.
I always sorry. The name cracks me up just because I feel like it's like baby talk.
Wandale Robinson. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
Just
That's hilarious.
it gets me every time.
Well, unfortunately, all jokes aside, he has a torn ACL and his season is over.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Great,
Yeah.
good looking prospect, especially after the trade of the other young wide receiver on that team too.
And I forget who has him in our league.
Wandale.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. This was definitely
Chris
Wandale's
Alex.
a taxi stash for sure.
Sure.
Something that is
Yeah.
going to grow into and just get better.
Yeah. But again, it kind of opens up for some more people. Darius Slayton is kind of in line, and he's been doing some work on the Giants in the absence of a couple more of their receivers. So yeah, it's not like Chris Alex was, like you said, really depending on him to make his way to playoffs.
Right.
So
But could have been something in playoffs that could turn out.
absolutely.
But now he can go. Is he on the? Did he get put on the IR yet?
I don't think so.
Not yet, but he will.
Not yet. Yeah. Oh no, he is on IR. I'm sorry.
Okay,
He's on IR.
gotcha. Speaking of IR, one after that, torn MCL for Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
That is
Falcons
just the
tight
Pitts.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
it is.
tough. Well, Dan doesn't have to worry about playing him or not because I know that's been like a weekly thing for him. Like, do I play him?
Him or Schultz, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it just takes that questioning off the table for him. So, and we'll talk about it. He might have another decision he's going to have to start making in the next few weeks if things go according to plan.
I'm excited to talk about that one.
Yeah, that's why I put it. That's why I put it last.
Even more IR news: the high ankle sprain for Edwards-Helaire didn't get any better. Has been moved over. He'll be out for 4 weeks to come back, hopefully in time for playoffs, because that will be a playoff team.
Right.
I would imagine Kansas City. So, get him to the rest he needs. It'll be a Pachenko, after that.
Does Raul have Pachenko, by the way?
No, Daskell does.
Okay.
Went
Because
up
I knew
against him this past week.
because Raul just lost Clyde Edwards and obviously Joe Mixon for a few weeks now. So, but he's got backups. Obviously he has the Sam Perrine. I'm not sure who else he has for running back backups, but we'll see. It's not like he needs any help. Let's go to some people who are leaving teams, going to new teams. Melvin Gordon, he is done in Denver.
Yeah, that's big news. One too many fumbles. They're like, we're done. They got Chase Edmonds over there now.
We were just talking, I think it was last week, about how, our trade, Chase Edmonds and Allen Robinson was pretty much a wash. Neither one had really done or was going to do anything. That might not be true now. Oh, and Raul has Chase Edmonds. Speaking of Raul's running backs, I just remembered I'm traded for him.
Yes, you traded him again, and then he got moved to a new team after your guys' trade.
Yep.
So I don't know. Edmonds is just having a tough time finding a home, but
he's trying. He is trying to find one.
Oh yeah, I mean he had a great an almost great season last year at Arizona, but has been unable to keep producing that wherever he's gone. We'll see in Denver. They need all the help they can get over there.
He's a young guy, so he's got time to prove himself.
Do you think Melvin Gordon's gonna end up anywhere?
I don't know. The next guy sure did, and I would have thought Melvin Gordon would have gone somewhere before Darrell Henderson.
Why is that?
I think he's besides the drop issues he's had recently, I just thought he was a better running back than Darrell Henderson. That's all.
Gotcha.
Man, I was a big Darrell Henderson fan, so.
Yeah, that was just a surprise move by me. I didn't expect with all the drama over there and at the Rams is crazy.
Yeah.
Because, Darrell Henderson was the lead. Right. And he was doing well.
Right.
Which I'm not surprised why he got picked up. But
Yeah, it's weird. So now the Rams, like you were saying, it's going to be the Cam Akers and Kyron Williams show.
Yeah.
So, and you've got Cam Akers and I've got Kyron Williams.
Yeah, I saw that. I went to go pick him up, and I'm like, this asshole's already got him.
If he's a running back that has any sort of potential, he's probably been on my team or is on there now.
unless he went to Baltimore. But yeah, so the Jags picked up Daryl Henderson, which will be great.
Yeah, just like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, they need that depth because they moved on Robinson. But I still think it's the Etienne show over there.
That's who you have?
Want. Yes.
And are you going to be looking to pick up Daryl Henderson then?
No.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. Is he on the waiver wire?
No, I don't know. I think so. I think I dropped him a few weeks back once Kyron came off IR, and I think so. I don't know.
Now, Daryl Henderson is on Chris Alex.
Oh, nice.
I think he drafted him. I feel like he drafted him.
Did he? Yeah. Okay. He might.
I don't think you ever had him.
Dude, I've had a Rams running back, so that's that much I know. The big one though, you ready to talk about it?
Let's do it.
He's coming back, maybe. Odell Beckham.
He's out there looking at, I know, two teams for sure, Dallas and the Giants.
Yeah.
I think Dak Prescott gave an interview today being like, I was texting my bro, trying to get him to come play some football with us.
Direct messaging.
Yes. So like that's got to mean something, or that's going to be some sort of tampering gate that everyone's going to get fined for. Because I don't know. You know what I mean? How much are you allowed to go and try to get players? But
are there proper protocols you have to go through to recruit somebody to an NFL team?
Exactly.
I'm sure there are.
Not just on Instagram, but there's a professional way you got to go about it.
Well, I mean, let's cut to 2 years ago. Didn't Tom Brady basically ask Gronk to come out of retirement, and more or less in so many words?
That's true. Then they did a commercial together, and then you're just like,
joking
it's happening. It's happening.
Damn this cell phone connection. What interests me, the Giants make sense, obviously, but then the Cowboys is funny because, of course, who in our league has Odell Beckham and has had him is Dan.
Dan Cook and his Cowboys.
And another Cowboy. And we were talking briefly before the episode about this and what this might do, and it might hurt Dan. Because that's another, like you said, mouth to feed.
That's another mouth to feed over there. And he is, having all those Dallas players is winning him the games. I mean,
Did.
So what's one more mouth to feed? I don't know. It's tough. It could go both ways. It really could.
It's tough having this guy in our league. But I gotta say.
But it's hilarious. I'll say it again. Dan goes from scoring the least amount of points in the league to the most in any given week. And it's wild. It's so frustrating to play against him.
If he does go to the Cowboys, it'll be very interesting for our playoffs. Because it looks like Dan is going to be there.
We'll see. There's only one person clinched so far, and that was Daskell.
That's what I thought.
His barely defeat of me. I swear to God, I haven't lost a game under or over 6 points or 7 points.
I am going to look into that because I am curious now. Because you keep saying it like every week, and it keeps being true,
dude.
So
it's like 7.5 and under on points, which is literally one touchdown in our league.
I'd be interested to see, and for everybody, but more to compare it to you over the season, how many points you've lost by total over the season, and then compare it to everybody else and see where that compares. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah,
if it's only 7-8 points per game, you can't be losing by that many points total in the season.
Well, I have the least amount of points scored on too, so I mean that helps. So I mean it's all close games, but it's just that one last touchdown, that one final overtime Devontae Adams touchdown to push him over the edge.
He's on our list.
I gotta stop taking naps because every time I wake up during football on Sunday, it's just bad news.
It's got to power through.
And then I had to wait on Monday's game just to watch myself lose again.
Oh yeah. That's hilarious. I will say the games that I stay awake for, like I stay awake for all the games this week and I still lost. So there you go.
Yeah, it's tough one. I thought I had a chance there, but that is the way it is. All right. Speaking of week 10, here is our weekly report.
And I will say those astute listeners may have noticed we haven't been using our sound cue that we made up for the weekly report. And that is because you'll notice at the very end of that sound clip, it says, I can't believe I'm going to lose to Taco. And Johnny, nobody's lost to Johnny in the past few weeks. So I haven't been able to use a soundbite. It wouldn't be appropriate.
Oh,
So as soon as
That
Johnny
was- that
wins a
was some-
matchup,
okay, you'll bring it back.
I'll
I
bring
didn't
it
know
back.
that. That was some long-winded secret shit talking that I had no idea was going on.
the sound cue is not appropriate, Johnny. Start winning games.
Oh man, not this week though. Please.
And not next week either.
Damn it,
I gotta
dude.
play him.
We'll see what happens. Well, he'll have Jamar Chase next week for you. So,
Ugh.
yeah.
So
I
is
just
Joe
need,
Burrow.
I just need to eke out a win this week. It'll be close.
You got it.
He's projected 7 points over me. Surprise.
No
Here
way.
we go.
So
Son of
good.
a bitch. All right. So our highest score last week, Dan Cook.
Yeah.
192.27 points.
Damn. He came and it was the Cowboys game. That's what did it.
Yep, absolutely. Well, with him, there's no other game that's gonna do it.
Mm-mm.
But he had the Dak Prescott Tony Pollard connection working for him
Yeah.
with a little bit of CeeDee Lamb sprinkled in there, and
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah, it was nasty.
Daryl Henderson. Did he or not Daryl Henderson?
Schultz.
Schultz.
Oh,
that's
he
it.
had Schultz playing. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the whole team, and now he'll have ODB
And the
in
defense.
there, and,
Oh, yeah.
and the defense.
He had a player at every skill position: defense, tight end, receiver, running back, and quarterback. Absolutely clown shoes. I cannot believe he got highest score. Unbelievable. Again, this is twice the season.
I think it's like 3 or 4, bud.
Dude, come on.
It's 3 or 4 for him, and this week he'll score 99 points. You know.
Right.
We'll see. Low score this week. Johnny coming through with 101.79 points. You broke 100, bud. So
Yeah.
that's respectable.
Another fun fact, when I had to redo our script for this week, I didn't have to delete Johnny's name in the lowest score portion. I just had to update the
no.
score.
Oh no. Oh no. Hey, well, you saved us time, bud.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Here's another
He's
way.
saving me time, so thanks, bud.
That's right. Making our job easier. Staying right there in the lowest score. But notable players of the week for Dak Prescott, 34.14 points. Really taking it to him. He had a couple of the long touchdowns there,
Yeah.
especially to Tony Pollard. They just really took apart that team. Into the running back of the week,
Yeah.
Tony Pollard,
Yeah.
scoring 41.9 points.
Unbelievable.
I mean, when you're scoring 75 points with 2 players, you're doing something right.
Right. So if you're Chris Alex and Ezekiel Elliott owner, are you a little nervous about this Tony Pollard situation?
I'm very nervous about it.
I would be.
I'm very. They love Ezekiel Elliott, but
He gets
he's
hurt.
been a little injury prone
Mhm.
because he was the workhorse for those first 2 years.
And it's going to happen to Pollard. He cannot keep doing these kind of productions without getting injured somewhere down the line, but he's fresh.
Well, as long as they, get the even splits, and not be the workhorse, he's gonna
Right.
have a longer career.
I mean, Ezekiel Elliott led the first drive, and then Pollard came in for the second drive, and I was like, good night. I mean, it's his
Like,
game now.
Yeah, Tony Pollard's real good this year.
Gross.
I was thinking back on our draft. I'm like, I swear there was a point where I was gonna get him, but I thought it was a reach. And
Oh.
someone got him just like right before it came back to me or something.
Yuck.
On to the wide receiver of the week, Devontae Adams.
Mm-hmm.
Catching 2 touchdowns, had both over 30 yards, if I remember right.
Oh, okay.
And, one in the first and quarter and one in overtime to seal the victory for them. And
It's very cool.
yeah, absolutely. Travis Kelce, the tight end, number 1, of course, with 35.5 points. And the defense of the week, the Patriots, really playing a tough game. Oh, I know why. They got that
Yeah.
return touchdown with 35.5 points.
At the very end of the game.
Yep.
It was the very last play of the game. All of a sudden, I jumped up 10 points or something like that. And I was like, oh, maybe.
It gave you a little false hope.
Yeah, and then the Cowboys game happened. So
Yeah. Awesome. Those are our notable players of the week.
yeah, the guys that we didn't start, but who did some work at quarterback, we've got Andy Dalton for Chris Alex scoring a moderate 32.45.
Had a game.
Yeah.
Had a game for New Orleans. You don't see those kind of 30 burgers out of Andy Dalton.
No, not these days. He's been having a tough time with that offense, but he had a great day on Chris Alex's bench. So right on. Running back, we briefly touched on Sam Perrine for Raul. Obviously, Joe Mixon had that injury. Perrine took over 28.20. That's a good guy to have as a backup.
If Mixon's out, you put him in. Put
Absolutely.
him in.
Yeah. Wide receiver, Josh Palmer for Mike Melvin had 34.6. Like to see that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately on your bench, but I mean, that's a great wide receiver number. He would have been the wide receiver of the week had he been in the starting lineup.
Oh, that's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he had the long touchdown. He does the return work.
Right.
He's also an exciting player to watch during those games because he's just a very energetic. He really goes that extra mile. You can just tell when he plays.
Yeah. I feel like we should start seeing Devernay on this list because of those exact same reasons here in the next few years, being a returner and starting to do some stuff. Not recently, but tight end of the week, Austin Hooper again for Chris Alex, 19.6 on the bench. Yeah. I mean, you're not going to beat
That's
yourself
good.
up. I mean, you're not going to beat yourself up over it, but I mean, I don't know what his starting tight end had.
I mean, that's top 5 starting tight end numbers right there.
Yeah. Still not, beating out a Kelsey, but modest, absolutely modest.
Absolutely.
Defenders of the week, that'd be the Washington Commanders, surprisingly, for Johnny with a 32.12. That team is weird, man. It's a weird team.
The Commanders?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're on a hot streak, bud.
Yeah. Was it now? I'm all turned around because of our day's recording. Was it the last? Was that the game they played the Eagles? Or no?
No.
That was okay.
No,
I'm all turned around.
That was the game they just played against Atlanta,
Houston
or Houston. Houston, you're right.
Houston, because we had the running back. Yeah. Houston.
Yeah. I believe the Commanders play Atlanta this week.
Sounds right. And yeah, those were our bench warmers of the week.
Yeah, so just a quick recap. Dan took down Evan 192 to 140. Gaskell defeated your commish 173 to 166. Melvin took down Chris Alex at even 160 to 135. Beetle coming through, getting his second win of the year against Johnny, 133 to 101. And Raul barely eking through to Mile High, 133 to 123. Great week, fellas.
Very low scoring week for Raul, surprisingly.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised by that too. He always starts with the highest. It always looks like he's gonna have the highest total every week.
Sure,
but you just see that go down as the weeks go on.
For sure. I think you were right. I think we only have 10 minutes left in this free Zoom, so I think we have barely enough time to get through our Thanksgiving picks. Yeah.
Yes, let's get it. Well, so have you picked already? Because it's my week, right?
Oh, I have not picked, so let me do that real quick. There we go. There we go. And woo, there we go. Okay, I think so. I'm good.
Awesome. All right, so we'll start it off here with Buffalo at Detroit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Detroit.
You're taking Detroit.
Yeah. I'm gonna take Detroit.
Okay.
They really impressed me this past week. They have a chance to have another stud wide receiver show up because I think they're getting Jameson back.
Okay.
Oh, he's activated this week, so he might not play this game.
Right.
But I could see it happening. It's a home game for them. They're used to playing on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Like that's their thing.
That's their game every year.
So let's see it. Let's go Dallas. Let's get it. Not Dallas, Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit. You're jumping ahead.
Yeah,
Dallas. I'm picking Buffalo. I think they're going to do great in a primetime Thanksgiving game.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm going for the upset there.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got New York Giants at Dallas. Dallas, another Thanksgiving tradition team.
Since it was after Detroit, yes, Dallas. I'm picking Dallas. The Giants disappointed me. They have all the tools to take down Dallas.
Yeah.
And the past 2 weeks, Dallas had looked horrible and then looked fantastic. So, I mean, we just got to kind of see what Dallas team shows up.
Yeah. And I'm right there with you. I am also picking Dallas to win this game against the Giants. Again, they know how to do Thanksgiving. This is kind of their holiday as far as football is concerned. This is them. The Lions play every year, but I feel like Dallas is the team you think about when you think of Thanksgiving football.
Right.
And then last but not least, this is the one I was kind of humming and hawing on just now, is the New England at Minnesota.
I'm still riding on Minnesota.
Yeah. Okay.
That's New England. Oof. New England, it's just tough to play Bill Belichick. Gosh darn it. But Minnesota got completely chewed up and spit out last week.
Dude, I was put on the message board. They switched the game over. They were doing so bad they switched over the game to a different game
Early.
Yeah, early.
And I'm just like, what is going on? This isn't the right game. This isn't the game I was watching.
Right. Like I had 2 beers. Like I'm not that drunk. Like what is happening? Crazy. So I'm also picking Minnesota. I think they're gonna want some revenge. They're playing at home, and I do. I like Bill Belichick's Patriots right now. The defense is kind of on point, but I think it's going to be the Vikings game.
Heck yeah, my man. So with that, we will finish up our other picks on Saturday before the
Yes.
Sunday's game,
Yes.
and have a quick little review of the Thursday night's game.
Yeah, maybe whatever breaking news, possibly whatever happens on Thursday's game. We'll cover a brief news segment. I
Yeah,
think.
absolutely. And with that, happy surprise and happy Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoy this little quick podcast and have a wonderful and safe holiday.
Kissing cousins. We'll see you guys next week.